At school, you learn facts. That's kind of one definition for science. But the way I see it more in my day-to-day work as a scientist is a set of methods for best understanding the world. So you say, okay, how can I most rigorously and reproducibly form a model that represents the kind of things I'm seeing in the world around me? If I throw an apple up in the air and it lands on the floor, I can make a model. Newton developed a model for exactly how and in what way that happens in a generalizable way. Things that can fall outside of that world either can't be thrown up in the air or pushed or perturbed in any kind of meaningful way may as well not exist. And at that point, you have to suspend your belief in them, I'd argue. So if they have no kind of meaningful interaction with the world, they don't in any way interact with the world in a way that you can measure or detect or kind of determine, then they may as well not exist. And so sort of saying things are outside of the scope of science just means that you can't actually access them in any meaningful kind of way. And so that's where the sort of supernatural begins, this sort of world of, well, we don't really know, so we'll kind of sort of fill in the gaps. This idea of the God of the gaps, that we don't quite understand it. We can't measure it. We can't interact with it in any meaningful way. It doesn't really exist, I would say. So that's where I suspend my belief. I don't see any evidence to induce a God hypothesis in what I do, in my science or in my world more broadly. I grew up without that idea in my life, and I sort of feel quite grateful for that because I can see it at a distance and go, right, I don't really subscribe to that. I don't see the need. That's probably why I ended up a humanist, because I don't really feel that need to use a God to understand the world.